This is the Talk Dairy Issues, and you're with me, Memory Banda. We are at Saluso Art Studios. Art has been used for ancient of days as a powerful tool to entertain, and at the same time it has been used to bring out different issues that affect our daily lives, and at the same time to make people aware of different issues that actually affect us every day. And when you look at art, it's not something that actually is just used for entertainment, but it is used as a social change tool. And today we'll be discussing how art has affected our lives every day and how art has transformed our societies. And today I'm joined by Theresa Phondo, who is an entertainer. She's a musician and she's an entrepreneur, and at the same time she is a public speaker and a motivational speaker. She has inspired hundreds of girls in Malawi. Welcome, Theresa.
Thank you.
And so today I will be discussing about how art has effectively affected our lives every day and how art has been used as edutainment. So I remember when I was a child how art has actually directly affected me. I come from a background of art as well. I did a little bit of drama, going into villages, theater for change, doing all that, and I have seen how that has actually affected people's lives and how that has actually changed their lives. And art actually changes the realities of how we look at our lives every day. And at the same time, in our modern day, when you look at the issues of gender inequalities, issues of unemployment, issues of women and active women participation in politics, in all those arenas, in economics, we have thought about how can we actually take part in changing all that, and art has been an answer for ages. And art actually, you directly impact in the people's lives because you are able to relate, whether from different background, whether you're educated or not, you understand art. And that's why art is a powerful transformational force that we can use in our modern life today. And Theresa is here and she's going to shed more lights on how she has personally used art to change people's life, to change her own life, to change her community, to change our Malawi. Theresa, yes. How did you start music? What inspired you?
Wow, okay, so I started singing at a very young age. I remember I just loved the whole idea of singing when I would see the celebrities on TV, and I would take like the remote control and I would sing, in front of my parents. I would make them sit down, I'll stand on top of the table, and I'll be singing. And later on my voice developed as I kept singing every day. It's something I was doing all the time. I would take like 30 minutes, I'm in my room, I'm just singing. And my voice developed, and then I started singing at school. Because my school, I was in high school in Bishop Mackenzie. So we would have so many events, like musical events and like the assembly. And I would be, like I also joined music in high school and in primary school as well. Yeah, so my teacher would always force me, you have to go and sing. Today's assembly, you have to go and sing. And sometimes I wouldn't want, because I was very shy. But
you were shy?
I was, because I was told by a certain family member of mine that I couldn't sing. So that damaged my self-esteem. So I believed that. So when it was time for me to stand up and sing in front of people, I was very shy.
Yeah, because it kept coming to mind.
It kept coming to me that
I'm not so good.
Yeah. So, but then when I was now as I was saying in high school, my teacher would always tell me, go and sing, go and sing.
We need that kind of a person in our life.
We really do. So I was singing, then I joined the praise team, and then my voice kept on developing. Then I reached a stage, I was like, you know what? I started recording music. People would ask me, oh, we know you have a good voice, so feature in my song. So I would do features a lot. I never had my own solo song, you know. And then I reached a point where I was trying my solo songs, and then I was like, maybe I'm not good enough. I think I should stop. And then that's when I saw the advert for Zatu, to join Zatu. And I was like, let me try this out. I wasn't going to do it, but I did. And then I got selected. And then now I was doing music as a career. Yeah.
And you guys have been all over Malawi.
Yeah.
It has been so amazing. Like I followed the journey of you guys in Zatu band, and how effective it has been. And I would want you to shed more lights. How has it been being in the band and at the same time affecting, like, you know, having a one-to-one conversations with young people. And I have seen how much, even on social media, they post and then the interactions on social media and all that. So it's not just going out into the communities, but also changing what it is like to get involved in even on social media platforms. How has it changed? You think, how has your involvement in music changed the lives of young people out there?
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I've just discovered that life is all about purpose, and I've discovered that I'm here for a reason, you know, and every talent that I have, it's in order for me to make my community better. It's in order for me to improve the lives of others around me, whether it's by encouraging them, whether it's being kind to them, whatever it is. So for me, it's been a blessing to be able to use my voice to share an important message. As you said, that art is a universal language. It breaks through all the cultures, and everyone is able to listen to what you're trying to say in the songs. So for me to be able to also share my personal life and what I've been through and the things that I've learned, to put it in a song and to give it to young people and to see that it's making a change, it's really, it's an amazing feeling, because inspiration is not you're not there to inspire people just for them to be like, oh wow, this is what she does. You're there to inspire people to change, to inspire people to act, right? So for me to be able to see that, being a single mom that I was, and having a child at 16, and then in the drama in Zatu also having a child, and then as people listen to the drama, as young girls listen to the drama and see that my character goes back to school, they see that possibility, and then they also go back to school.
Wow.
So making that change, to see young people moving to better their lives, it's been so amazing.
And you just reminded me one of the most important thing, the readmission policy. You know how like most kids think that, oh, I'm pregnant, I can't go back to school. And you made the bold choice of going back to school. And it lacks in most young girls out there. And what's your biggest message to the young girls? I've gone too far quick, but I just want, like, before we break to that moment that we have, how has it been for you, like being a single parent, and what's your biggest message to the young people, especially the girls out there?
Okay, my biggest message is, people get bullied for these things. You make this mistake, people will laugh at you, people will talk. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's not about the people, it's about your life. It's not going to be easy. That's my message. It's not going to be easy. Like for me, when I went back to school, I had finished Form 5, so I went back. Now I was doing my college, and when I went back, it was so hard to raise this kid and then to get assignments done. I would I couldn't do it, and sometimes I would skip a lot of classes just because I'm feeling overwhelmed about it. So it's not going to be easy, and I think when you gear your mind to say that, okay, people are going to talk, that's fine. So gear your mind to say that it's okay, it's fine, I will be fine. They don't have the rights over my life. At the end of the day, it's about me, and it's about this child. So let me do what is right. So it will be hard, but you can do it. When you look back, 10 years ahead, when you look back, you'll be like, I went through this. And because of that, now that's when I wanted to also tell other girls that, you know what, at the end of the day, you can make it. You just have to get all those voices out. This actually leads to a very personal story as well. My younger sister actually got pregnant when she was pretty young, and it was so hard for me to see her going through all what she was going through. And then later on, after some years of me, speaking up about how child marriage has really affected young lives, and how it affected my younger sister's life, and to see her later on rising up, going back to school, it was the biggest satisfaction. Seeing her rising up and say, you know what, I want to make a difference in my life and in my child's life. I don't want her to go through what I went through. So it is very satisfying. And going back to art, it has been used for centuries, as we talked about. It's a universal language for everyone.
And how do you look at art? How do you think art can transform the lives of girls? I want us to specifically look at issues of gender inequalities, because it's the biggest issue that worldwide we're facing right now. When we look at women, we are not in the leadership positions, and when we look at the education sector, it's very few women who are educated. And how do we take it up through art to empower the young girls that they can be anything that they have ever dreamt of? How do we take art out there? When I'm talking about art, maybe we can be more broad. It's not just about music, it's drama, it's about all that, it's about let's say painting and all that. How can we use that? How can we use that to transform the lives of people out there?
Okay, so I think that when it comes to gender inequality, I'm always for including the boys, because they are part of the society. So you can't say let's empower girls and then just leave the boys out, because once they're empowered, they'll still have to face boys who still think they're not empowered. So I think it's a matter of using art to spread the information, to spread awareness. You can't know that you can't change anything if people don't know there's a problem. So let's raise that awareness. We can use, as you're saying, we can use drama. Sometimes we don't really talk about issues that are affecting us. We think it's taboo. We think, hey, no, let's not talk about this. Hey, you're like being too personal.
For example, issues of menstruation, we can't talk about that, but we have to talk about
We have to talk about these things. And I think the best way to talk about it is if you show it. Let's say if you're afraid to speak out about gender-based violence or whatever's happening, you can put it in a movie so that men can understand what it does. Because sometimes you don't understand what women are going through. You just think they're angry, they're bitter, but women are going through these things. So if men can come to understand that, okay, look, at the end of the day, we are all valuable. We are human spirits. Okay, it's not, we are spirits, we're human before there's male, before there's female. So now what should we do? So get the men involved. The men should also speak, because if boys are looking up to a man, and if that man is trashing women, they will do the same. So let's get men to show these boys how important it is to value women. Because at the end of the day, it will benefit them. If I rise, it will benefit my husband, because we are one. Do you understand? So you bondelezeling the girl, it's going to affect you too. So I think that let's use music to raise the awareness. What are we going through? Now let's use music to target the young people. It's very hard to change a mind that is 40, 50. It's not impossible, but it's harder.
Change has to begin young.
Let's begin with these adolescents. Let's begin to tell them. With my son, we go to the kitchen together. We wash the dishes together. He loves it. He's like, Mom, when are we washing dishes? I'm like, okay. He loves it. And I'm doing that because he is a person before he's a man. He's a person. One day he will live by himself. You need to take care of himself. Okay, so it's forget a woman will do this for me. You have to learn how to do things for yourself. So that's when I'm raising him like that. Now he's not going to see a woman as someone who needs to be in the kitchen. No.
It has to be us working.
Let's work together. If he has to be in the kitchen that day because his woman has to go to work, he would do it.
You will do it. So we've been talking about a lot of things, and we just have to take a very short break. And right now, before the break, after the break, we'll keep the conversation going, and we'll continue from where we have stopped, where Theresa will enlighten us more how we can take art out there to change things around us. So let us continue from where we left. Theresa, I liked the way how you were explaining about how we can actually, in our homes, specifically, and let's say gender inequalities, you're teaching your child who is a male to be in the kitchen and all that. And how do you think that boys, we talked, how there is, with the Sustainable Development Goals, there is this question says, leave no one behind, meaning that we have to move together as males and females in this way to ensure that we reach gender equality. And gender equality is one thing that can actually make all of us realize that we're all humans after all, and at the same time we have rights. So how do you think that parents out there, they can ensure that, you know, boys and girls are growing up knowing that we are all equal?
Yeah, I think it's important to have those conversations. You know, even with my son, I tell him all the time that when you find a girl is saying no, she doesn't want to play with you or she doesn't want anything, respect that. And even if it's another male, respect that. So teaching children to respect another human's decision, I think is very important to instill now. Sometimes we think the kids, they're too young, they're not going to understand. But
they do.
These kids, and especially these days, they're very, very smart. Like you find my son, he's very smart. So I take advantage of that and I sit him down. I talk to him. I give him examples, because at the end of the day, it's how are we raising these kids? If we don't talk to them, the world will teach them what to do. And we don't have good examples in the world. So we might as well sit these kids down, tell them. And you know, when your kids are growing, you can tell, Woody, this one has a gift of this one enjoys that, nurture that. You know, don't force your kid to do something just because it's manly, or your daughter to not do that, you know. So I think at the end of the day, just find out what does your child love doing, you know, and promote that and talk to them.
Great. And you are an entrepreneur, which is a way to go thing in our current world, where now when you look at unemployment levels, they're so high in Malawi. And how do you look at it? I want you to take us through, like, you're a young woman, and a lot of young women, they're in abusive relationships. At the same time, when we look at the girls in the communities, they're not able to speak out because they are disadvantaged, because they don't have an income generating ability of like putting up money in the family, and they're being abused. How do you think, like, how has it been, like, being an entrepreneur changed your life?
It's obviously given me financial independence. Not many people around me believed I could do it. You know.
True.
But I did it anyway, and that makes people to respect you. That makes people to actually start listening to you, especially when you're female. Because they're like, oh, okay, she's done that, so maybe she can talk sense, you know. So they give you that respect, and they you know, also being a mother, being a wife. It's something that I need time for my family. So being an entrepreneur, I can decide what time I do my work. I am free. You know, and you're not going to find me being you know, in offices when there's a glass ceiling that you need to overcome, or promotions that you're not getting but that you deserve. But now you're your own boss, and it just gives you that freedom. And it's very important as females to get that. And because when you get that, it's not only good for yourself, but it's also good for the economy. We're not having a lot of people dependent on those that are working, but you yourself, you're working. So I think it's very, very important, especially being in a it's also important being in a marriage where your partner is supportive of that, because you also don't want to be someone who you want to do business but your partner is not supporting you to do business. And as I said, that will help your entire home. So I think at the end of the day, it's just really helped in a lot of areas.
How did you start? Because you know how, like, a lot of young people out there that want to be entrepreneurs and that want to do things on their own, they want to be independent and they don't know how. How did you start?
Okay, so basically how I started was I was studying entrepreneurship, business management and entrepreneurship. And I just reached a stage in my life where I just wanted to make money, and I wanted to see how it would be like. So I was literally trying things out, and I knew that...
I'm also thinking that also, I like the comment that you said you just wanted to try something out. And this also depends whether you do not do entrepreneurship or not, or you did. you can still be an inspiration.
Yeah, you can try it out. I started by I got chickens, red layers, so that I can be selling the eggs.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know where I would get them. I didn't know anything about. I didn't even know. Like, I didn't do my market research properly. But I was like, I'm going to get these chickens. Okay. So I managed to get. My friend was like, okay, there's some chickens from in Zomba. I couldn't find them anywhere here. That time they were nowhere to be found. Right. So I actually got the first batch from Zomba. So I think I got around 15, and then I added 85 more from here. But
meaning that you start small.
I started small, and then I ended up figuring out where to get the rest from here. I actually had a dream about it. Like, I had a dream that my aunt in Area 15, there's eggs there. So I asked her, she's like, yeah, I know someone right there. And I went there, and then he had like, so from the idea is just start.
Yeah.
Everything else will work out somehow.
So by the end of the day, you know that, like, you have to start an idea. You must have an idea, and from there, everything will roll out. Yeah. And as much as I remember that being starting up a business, when you have an idea, don't ever undermine your idea. It's worth it trying. You know, it's worth it trying. People think like, oh, I think my idea is so stupid. It can't work. But no, your idea could change something, and you're actually going to, employ people, and you're actually contributing to low rates of unemployment. So you're actually helping the economy. You also have a YouTube channel, Theresa Talks. I love that. What is it all about? Okay. Can these guys get to know what it is about?
So basically, I am a speaker, right? So I said, you know what if I'm not invited to speak? How can I still use what I'm good at to impact people? So I said, let me create my own channel. And I'll be sharing things that I've learned. I'll be sharing, because I also get messages from girls asking me certain things. How did you overcome this? Oh, I'm going through this. So I was like, okay, you know what? These are messages that I can actually share with a wider range of people. It will help so many people. So I said, okay, let me create something that I can be able to share these things, to express my mind, to even have other guests on, and to talk about creative arts, to showcase some of my songs, and all these things, just different things, just to have my own channel where I can to be able to showcase everything else that I've done, and also to have other people to inspire others. So that's the whole idea.
It's so amazing, and it's insane, because I remember I watched the first one and I'm like, all these views, like, how is that? So art is really beautiful, and especially when you are able to connect art and the platforms like social media, because young people, that's where young people are. So it is amazing to see you doing all that, and people go on YouTube and go to Theresa Talks. Great. So I don't know if you have anything else to add, because we're about to wind up the conversation.
Do I have anything else to add? I feel like I talk so much, so I feel like I've said what was on my chest.
Great.
But yeah, art is a very, very powerful tool.
It is.
To really, I've seen it work in Zatu. I've seen, if you want to change the behavior, amongst a group of people, it takes time. But art, because you're spreading that message, and as you repeat those songs, as the messages sink in, it affects you. And you've seen already that there's this whole movement of people changing, of girls doing what they've always wanted to do, of this, fighting for gender equality. It has started. So we continue. We continue to push. Let's still use the paintings. Let's still use music, drama, whatever we can, and to be able to let the young people use those gifts. Because sometimes, when you tell your mom, I want to be a musician, and I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a lawyer. But I want to sing. People don't take it seriously, but it's actually, to have that talent, to be able to change lives, to reach some people's emotions. That's where you can change them.
Absolutely. And that's it, guys. And art, as we have already explained to you, it is important actually to change a lot of people's lives, and it has changed my life, and it has changed her life as well, because we come from art background, and we're still pushing. And believe me, art is the biggest revolution that actually can be used to change things around us. And at the same time, I want you guys to keep this conversation going by going on our Facebook pages, comment, put up what you're thinking about all this, and how we can actually change things around us, and keep the life and keep safe. Everyone out there, keep going. See you until next time.